everybody and welcome. Today we're going to be making low effort seitan. And now usually when people make seitan, it's quite a complicated process. They're going to take chickpeas, they're going to take the vital wheat gluten, they need a food processor, they might boil it for an hour, or they need an instant pot. It's this whole kind of ordeal. But today we're going to be doing something very different. It's going to be a lot simpler, a lot faster, and instead of being left with a soggy something, we're going to be left with crispy, high-protein seitan. So before we get into the recipe, let's first answer one major question, and that is, what is seitan? Seitan is a high-protein, vegan alternative to meat. So seitan is made by taking flour, glutinous flour. Gluten is usually the stuff that people try to avoid, but in this case it's good because it has a lot of protein. So you take the flour, but you're only extracting the gluten, the high protein stuff. And you typically mix it with something like chickpeas, blend it up, cook it, and then you're left with this stringy consistency that's similar to chicken. The flavor is not quite like chicken, the texture is also not quite like chicken, but it is close. And if you are vegan and you want something that's high protein and tastes pretty good, then seitan is a good option. So now that we know what seitan is, let's get to cooking. Okay, so first things first, let's preheat our oven to 420 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you use Celsius, I believe it is about 215 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the ingredients for this recipe are very simple. You just need some vital wheat gluten, hummus, rather than chickpeas we're gonna use hummus, and salt, and some water, and that's it. So in terms of the tools that you need for this recipe, you probably want a mixing bowl. It'll be easier to mix everything in there, but just to show you how low effort this can be, I'm going to use a small glass bowl that I can just throw into the dishwasher, easy cleanup. So for 2 serving, we're gonna take our vital wheat gluten and scoop up half a cup. Take half a cup, put it into your bowl. Now we're just gonna add some salt. I usually do 5 to 10 of the circles of salt. You could just go for a pinch. Now that we added the salt, we're gonna just wanna mix the dry ingredients, mix the salt into the vital wheat gluten. But now we're gonna take our hummus and we're gonna get 1/4 of a cup. So that's half the amount that we put of vital wheat gluten. Now we're not gonna be using a food processor for this. We're just gonna do a simple mix with a fork. So because of that, try not to leave any large clumps of hummus. Usually in this hummus, there's pine nuts and stuff like that. We don't want that in this case. And now we want to add 3 tablespoons of water. Okay, now let's just mix it all together. We can use a fork and just go around in circles, and you may need to press down a little bit to get the hummus mixed in with the flour, where all of the flour is mixed together. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. For this part, we're gonna wanna take off any rings or any jewelry that you want to remove. We're gonna start kneading it a little bit with our hands. You just wanna grab all of the excess on the sides, and you can even bring it up to your face and just squish it, and then maybe grab it and twist it like this. And you can see some of the stringiness showing up. You really don't have to knead it that much. It's really more to mix everything together. Okay, so once you have your dough, we're just gonna take it and we're gonna start cutting it up. When cutting it up, we're just gonna take it and cut it in half, then cut that piece in half again, then the other piece in half, and you just keep cutting things in half. I recommend going for smaller pieces rather than larger, because this can be kind of chewy, and so when it's really large, it tends to be too chewy. Now it doesn't have to be super pretty the way that you cut this up. It can really just be very roughly chopped. And now we're just gonna cut it up into smaller pieces. Okay, now we're ready to put this on the sheet pan. And if you want, sometimes they when you cut them, they're a little bit, they're not totally cut through, or they're a little weird. If you feel like it, you can roll these in your hands for a second before putting it on, but that is completely optional. And that should really be it. And now put it in the oven for about 20 minutes, flipping it halfway through. And then you'll be ready, and you'll basically have chicken nuggets. it away.
While you're waiting for it to cook, you could grab some fresh herbs, make your favorite sauce to go on the side. The options are endless.
All right, here we are. We've got our crispy, super easy, super high protein seitan. And now you can eat it, you can have it with sauce, you can mix it with pasta, you can eat it however you want, but this is really just the most low effort possible that you can make this. Thank you for watching. If you like this recipe, let me know in the comments. I'll keep making some high protein, vegetarian, vegan meals, and just let me know if you like this and I'll keep making more.